Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Your Football Show, and it is that time again. It's Thank Football. It is Friday, although we very rarely speak about football.
I don't know. We have a little tickle of it. A little tickle of
We do,
football.
mate. Although, to be fair, based in the current climate, it's probably not a bad thing, is it, mate? Really?
No. Let's all pretend that the things that's happening in Europe are not happening, and let's concentrate on football instead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Relegation-free zone tonight, though, I think. What do you reckon?
Well, mate, we're still not in that zone, so let's not worry about it yet.
Mate, even I've started to turn, bro.
if we're focusing on positives, we're not in there yet. Let's if the season was to end now, we wouldn't go down. So
yeah, this is true. Would you like it to end now?
Yes, very much.
Yeah. That's the thing, innit? Play no more games. Let's just end it, man.
End it now.
I was speaking to Sean, and you can imagine I was like, I can't do a voice, but I sort of I sent him a voice note saying, and do you know what, Jimmy? I actually think Leeds United stayed up because of World War III.
I must admit,
doing it in the Carney voice.
I sent the lads in our group over there saying, "Oh, just imagine that, should be seeing that on BT in 2027 or something when we're allowed back to BT." Yeah, but to be honest, Leeds only managed to stay in the division because of World War III and a nuclear apocalypse. So I personally think they would have gone down otherwise. Yeah.
It's so true, man. So true. So what's been going down, bro?
Yeah, bless her. God bless her.
I know.
Not much, mate. Busy week, Scum games Sunday, Anfield Wednesday. Work in between all that. Yeah, man, been busy.
How was Anfield? Because I've seen a few stuff on Twitter, which is always the case. Is like, until you've actually been. I've never been, but people said it was like a library and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so like, I'll be honest, we got there fairly early, and me and Aj would like to have a wander around in enemy lines and have a little look about what's what's all about, kind of thing. So we had a little wander around Anfield, and do you know something? I don't really have a major problem with Liverpool.
No, neither.
They're a working class town, but you look at that place now, and it's been well and truly modernised. Looks like a Premier League, looks like a top Premier League side, sort of very commercialised and stuff. But atmosphere-wise, very disappointed, to be honest.
Really, I can imagine I would be as well.
Bit noisy. You'll Never Walk Alone. But other than that, I seem to remember Jurgen Klopp doing some fist bumping on full time, and that was about it. Other than that, mate, I didn't really hear them a massive amount. When they scored, they were loud, but you'd expect them to be. But I don't know. I looked around, and I don't know. It's a strange vibe.
Whenever you see it on Champions League nights, I can't lie, it looks amazing on field, like atmosphere-wise. So I'd be a bit like you. Like, I would be expecting this cacophony of noise. I think that's a good word, isn't it? Wow, check that out.
Yeah, to be honest, mate, I was the same. I was like, but saying that, it's always easy. Like, obviously, the Leeds end was was quite loud. So when you're in there, it always seems like you're the louder. But yeah, I was disappointed with the atmosphere, to be honest. But yeah, it is what it is.
Do you know what? We didn't get a chance. Did we? We didn't get to speak. We haven't spoken since Manchester United, have we?
We haven't, mate. No, we haven't. I came looking for you, actually. I came looking for you at that time, yeah. But it was chaos, and I was piss wet through from walking to
it was horrible, wasn't it?
I was absolutely saturated, by the way.
Then people in the East Stand, bro, were just getting pissed on.
Well, I was at the very back of N11.
Right.
Not N11. N8. Very back of N8. So it was well sheltered from the rain, but my God, it pissed it down, didn't it? Yeah. Absolutely pissed it down.
It's like a little waterfall, bro. It looks like a little waterfall in the East Stand. Yeah. People proper getting pissed on. But how was the 24 seconds for you guys?
Yeah, mate. Do you know, the frustrating thing was, up until the change from Cock getting his head injury,
we were in it, weren't we?
Avoiding any Cock jokes here, but Cock getting his head injury, I think upset the balance. And then before we knew it, we were 2-0 down, and we showed incredible sort of heart to get back into it. And at the end of that, I kind of thought, and I think I mentioned it. We did a bit of we obviously do a bit of writing for BBC. And me and Ben kind of double teamed it this week, and I put, whatever there's fight and desire like we saw against Man United, then Leeds always stand a chance of not getting themselves into too much trouble. And I genuinely felt that. But again, at 2 apiece, you look at 2 then pretty individual errors have killed us, really. I mean, Strouk's ball to Firpo is ridiculous. So you got to deal with this, son.
Yeah.
And then obviously the breakaway, and then Melia gets beat his near post. I don't blame him too much for that. Very difficult with how close
Fred
is. Then, again, Strouk trying to keep it and retain it, loses it to I think Bruno Fernandes.
Yo, do you know Man United fans were comparing that goal to the Bergkamp one? It was Strouk's fault. Like, do you know what I mean?
Get in the bin, Manchester. I'll tell you one other thing that I mentioned on our show on what day is it? Friday, Thursday. That the great bastion that is Manchester United, the great footballing dynasty that have won Premier League so many times. If I was a Man United fan, I'd be embarrassed by their the way that they went about it on Sunday. As soon as they got one in front, time wasting, rolling around, laying it on, like just trying to kill the game. This is the Man United side that used to attack from the get-go, that was so good at attacking from Schmeichel all them years ago. And you've still got fans who still believe that they're that. In all honesty, I thought they weren't great against us, and I don't think they are a great side. They've literally got Ronaldo, and they're not playing him to his strengths at all. He's literally just selling shirts for them. That's basically it. They play him like they've got Cavani or Lukaku up front. Just smash it at him. So yeah, man, it's. I was disappointed, but ultimately you think, we're not really expected to get out. And I know that's a bit of a shit mentality, but like.
What about the 24 seconds though?
Oh man, incredible! Absolutely,
it was amazing, wasn't it?
I've got an hernia off the back of it. I tried to pick Judd up. I forget he's 13. I've bust my hernia back through again that I had repaired 10 years ago. So yeah, it was incredible for 24 seconds. But just a shame that we didn't take that chance with Click, and we didn't check that chance with Joffrey.
Was it Joffrey? I thought it was James, bro. No, I know Phil Joffrey said Joffrey, but it looked like James to me in ground, so I stuck with it.
Right in front of us. James. Right bang in front of us. It was definitely Joffrey.
Right. Because it was a corner, a cross, wasn't it? Sorry, and he just flashed it.
No, there's another one. That was the James header, but there's one where Joffrey got free and managed to get a shot on target, and it was a bit of a tame shot that day. I managed to throw his hat on kind of thing. I can't remember that one. Yeah, it was pretty quick succession after the Click chance. But you know what? Disappointed. I think we were good. We were good for a point. We didn't deserve to get beat.
No. Do you think we? How do you think we get on tomorrow, mate? Would you take a point tomorrow?
It's a tough one, mate, because I have flip-flopped no tomorrow this week. It's been a tough week again, and I'm trying to look at it as the kind of the full package. And I sit at this point a minute. Marcelo came out swinging in his press conference today. I don't know if you've seen it. He was the angry Marcelo that we've seen many times before, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a performance and a reaction from Leeds tomorrow. But we saw a performance and a reaction against Man United. We saw 15 minutes of a performance against Liverpool. The thing that's worrying for me is at the minute, and I understand why, as soon as we concede, his confidence just seems to wane. And, that's what kind of kills us. So I'd play it by the quarters, mate. I talked about it on our show this week. Play it by the quarters. Stay solid, stay in it for 15 minutes. Look to then impose ourselves into the game for 15 minutes and just do it by quarters. Like win the thirds, for want of a better word. I think the midfield will be an important part tomorrow, and obviously keeping Harry Kane fairly quiet. But I think with Kane, if you can cut the supply to him, you stand a much better chance. So we'll have to see. I know Son didn't play for them against Burnley, did he? I don't know what the situation is with him, if he's in or out or what. But
I believe he's good to go, mate. Defensively, I don't make them up too much. Romero's decent. The rest are crap. I think I say crap loosely. They're still Premier League footballers, but you get what I mean. The midfield too, I think, is Højbjerg and Harry Winks, because Oliver Skip and Bentancur, they're both out. So that's like a big thing for us. And from when I speak to Spurs fans yesterday, they were saying that Højbjerg has been in woeful form. So I'm like, right, okay. So we have an opportunity there. And I think now that Llorente is back, it'll mean that Dallas can go in midfield. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's going to be a massive plus, because as much as I like them, for me, mate, I'd bin Rodrigo and click both out, and I would have a midfield of Cook, Forshaw and Dallas. And I know it might not seem the most creative, but I just think we need a little bit more steel in there.
Do you know what, mate? I disagree. I think Rodrigo has been class for the last 3 games. And I think part of that is that he's positive. I know it doesn't always work out. It doesn't,
It's his off the ball stuff, though. That's positive.
Do you know what I mean? He's class off the ball, to be fair. In an attacking sense, in a defending sense, he's probably not so good. No. But then again, like, you play to his strengths. So you play Dallas and Forshaw, who are a bit more, can sit in and be a bit more defense minded, and you let Rodrigo play to his strengths, which is obviously going forward. But I don't know, mate. I'm quite the biggest disappointment for me twice is the fact that 2 centre halves have managed to go all the way through the team and chip the goalkeeper. That's at any level, that's sacrilege. But mate, we're low on confidence, and when it's going like that, that's how it continues to go. I saw Victor Orta today, actually, in his sweatpants at Ellen Road and his New York Jets jumper. Didn't get a conversation with him, but I did see him.
What were you doing at ER?
Went to pick up some tickets for today, and then realised that the ticket office isn't open. So sort of wandered around, went around the shop and stuff, and then
just went. You knew it weren't open, didn't you? You just thought you'd have a wander around, see.
My happy place, mate. Innit?
See who you could see on the off chance.
The happy place, Leeds.
Getting the inside scoop for tonight's show.
Yeah.
A little bit off point. I don't know if you've had a chance. I know you're back on Twitter. Did you get to see the fan who absolutely put Gabby Agbonlahor in his place?
Well, you see, so top confession here. I've got TalkSport muted.
Nightmare!
I just can't see the shit. Mate, I'm like, I'm too invested. So
yeah.
Like, if I saw like Gabby Agbonlahor talking shit, it'd piss me off for a day. So I just don't bother. I just saved myself wasting a day. But yeah, actually, now you mentioned it, I did see that he'd been dressed down by a fan, which is good, man. Like,
brilliant.
The thing with TalkSport, we've done a little bit for 606 with Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage, is that a lot of time you don't get the right to reply. So the fact that TalkSport have actually let him on and
have a go,
give Gabby it back is class, to be fair.
Yeah, because
I nearly got booted off 606 for swearing.
I don't remember.
I'm not invited back. So.
You're right, though, because I've been asked to do TalkSport a few times, right? And you go on, and when you can actually hold your own, they'll just go, "Okay, yeah, great call, Joe, thank you." And it's there was nothing he came back with. Do you know what I mean? Like, is that it?
To be fair, mate, I did TalkSport 2 on the evening we got promoted. I did TalkSport 2, and I did it with Paul Ross, Jonathan Ross's brother.
Yeah.
And to be fair, mate, he was absolutely top class. He kept me on for like 15 minutes. Nice. And we had a good chat about sort of Leeds and promotion and what it meant and 16 years in the wilderness and all that. And do you know what? He never tried to trip me up. He never tried to dickhead me or like that. He just kind of, appreciated it. And I thought, do you know what? Fair play. Yeah. But yeah, mate, listen, Gabby Agbonlahor is on that station for a reason.
Same with Jamie O'Hara. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Both of them.
That plank who used to be on in the morning with like a blood pressure of 3,000. What's he called?
Oh, Brazil.
Brazil. Like, they're there for, like, Stan Collymore even before that. They're there for a reason. Adrian Durham. Adrian Durham's exactly the same. He's there to just basically cause shit, basically. And you know what? It works, because if we were listening to TalkSport and there was some scum player getting hammered by whoever, we'd lap it up as well. It's just that it's heavily Leeds influenced a lot of the time, So
some of the stuff that you say when he said to him, "Oh, you'd be on phone to your agent, would you?" It's a bit embarrassing, that, isn't it? Yes, man.
The thing is, mate, you can again, it's that thing of having going about it the right way, kind of things. I know I spoke to Don Goodman. This is my favourite one. Ages ago, I was walking across the West End car park towards the ground with my lad Judd, and Don Goodman just appeared from between some cars.
Really?
And they started walking, and I just went, "Oh, look, it's Don Goodman off Sky." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, Don." He's like, "Yeah." I went, "Mate, why do you hate Leeds so bad?" And he went, No, I don't." I went, "Yeah, you do, mate. You're the most biased commentator I've ever heard, and it's always anti-Leeds." Like, I said, "I'll be honest, mate. I don't know how you get this gig." Like, I said, "If I were so anti my workplace, you only ever cover Leeds. Let's be honest. You're here for Sky because Sky love Leeds." And mate, he was like, "No, that's not the case." And he was fair. He was sound about it, like, and then he scuttled off sharpish. But
same with the thing. Do you remember Keith Andrews?
Yeah. We hammered him on talking shit for a while.
Couldn't stand him. Couldn't stand him.
Is he still doing it, Keith Andrews?
To be honest, mate, I promised myself I'd stay in touch with the Championship. I've not. I've not. Do you know what I mean?
When Leeds have not played on a weekend, I've watched a little bit of Barnsley because obviously it's my hometown team. But other than that, I've not. I've not took much Championship football in. I watched a bit of Forest in the FA Cup, but other than that, I didn't take much in. To be fair.
I know Sheffield United are going well because all of a sudden Hal, people who watched my channel will know Hal from the Sheffield United way. He suddenly started tweeting me little jibes on Twitter now that Leeds are going really poor, and he'll say that it's not meant as dig, but I see right through it. I'm like, you're digging at me here. You're digging at me here, and I thought I'm not gonna bite because do you know what? Like, I've not heard from you. I've not heard from you. And then obviously I live in the northeast and I know the Borough are doing well as well. So to be honest, I'd like Sheffield because this is what I'm saying is like to us it's not really a rivalry, and I respect Sheffield United. I really dislike Sheff Wednesday, but Sheffield United I don't mind. But
where's the dislike for Sheff Wednesday come from? What's that all about? Where's that vibe from?
Oh, they're just horrible, aren't they? I don't know why.
Is it the blue and white stripes? Is it the owls? What is it?
Yeah, I always remember which game was it, bro, when Michael Brown made that challenge when we got beat. When did we get beat 7 or something or 6?
That was when the Leeds fan ran on and pushed
Kirkland.
Pushed Kirkland in the face.
Yeah.
I nearly
that
got
challenge
myself
from Michael Brown, mate, where he just basically kung fu kicked him around the waist.
Yeah, I nearly got myself lynched in that game. I was sat in the Wednesday end.
Really?
And the game finished, and obviously there was a lot of ill feeling, shall we say. Yeah. And as I came out, you come out obviously the opposite side of the ground. So as I wander around, the coppers cover the terrace streets. And I got up to this copper and I was like, I couldn't get through, mate, could I? And he went, "Why?" I said, "My car's parked over there." And he's like, "All right." I said, "I'm a Leeds fan," like he went, "All right. Dave, can this Leeds fan go through?"
No, he didn't.
Like, fucking wanker. Absolutely really? Me out. Yeah, let me through, like, but it might have been a bit different if I'd not got let through. I got a kick in, but yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, nice. I've been. When we were in the Championship, both actually, Bramall Lane and Hillsborough. So yeah, but I just really don't like Sheff Wednesday, to be fair. But I don't know. My mum proper fancied Sean Bean as well.
Oh really?
Yeah, big time.
Are we talking when Saturday comes when his arse out with Blaze tattoo on bottom? Is that what
probably? And Full Monty as well, which is a great film.
Good flick, to be fair.
Yeah, she loves Sean Bean, man, because honestly, she speaks about him all the time, and it's a bit weird because I say, "Mum, I don't need to know about him. Sheffield United, I don't care. Oh, but I like Sean Bean, Joe. I don't care."
Can you just call him Dad, Joe?
Him and Alan Shearer, right? And my partner also has an unhealthy obsession with Alan Shearer as well. So it's a little bit strange that my mum and me.
Mate, you've got a little bit of a look of Shearer.
I give up.
Mate, do you know what I get a bit? We get my work. I've got a TikTok, and I get lumbered in to do stuff on TikTok, and mate, I get Ross Kemp a lot.
Really?
On TikTok. Oh, look, it's that firefighting Ross Kemp again.
Ross Kemp.
Off. Well, it could be worse. Could have Grant Mitchell, I suppose. So
I get Max Branning.
Who?
Max bloody Branning.
Which one's he?
EastEnders, man. Used to go out with that stage.
Yeah, I can see it, man.
Yeah, especially when my beard's shorter. Yeah. It's funny because I tell you a story, right? Because I did a bit of volunteering. and there was like disabled kids, and there was a Down syndrome lad in there, and he used to call me Max, and he'd come up to me all the time and go, "You all right, Max? You all right, Max?" Anyway, I went to see Beauty and Beast, right? The musical. With work, with where I volunteer now, young age of voices. Anyway, halftime came, the halftime show, so I went and got some popcorn and whatnot, and I'm in queue and he's in front of me, and I went, "Hey up, Jack!" I said, "It's me, Max Branning," right? He was with his mum, yeah, right, and I could see this look on her face, like, and he had no recollection whatsoever, guys, and I'm going, "It's me, Max Branning."
Oh no.
So then, obviously, I then had to explain to his mum about where I knew him from, what organisation, and she was like, "I did wonder when you started saying I'm Max Branning." She must have thought, where's he come from?
Mate, that's akin to when you came on our show and started calling me Carl.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I was a bit like, my pal was still with me. I was saying, we need to go. Like, we just need to go. Someone tapped me on the shoulder like that. Here, mate, are you supposed to be here?
Is that up there with like your, like, have you ever had a moment where you met like somebody famous and just thought, I need to speak to this person, but I'm not really sure how to go about it? Have you ever ever had one of them moments?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe not.
No. Who's the most famous person you've met, guys?
Ooh.
You've got quite a little what they call it, a little black book, haven't you, with all the contacts in?
I have a bit, mate, purely by accident. I must be a people person, but I literally don't, mate. I have got like a bit of a who's who of phone contacts, but I literally don't speak to any of them. That's the hilarity of it all. So, who's the most famous? Met Prince Harry. I suppose he's pretty famous, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Former royal. Obviously, he's decided to resign that. Met Prince Harry. Who else have I met? Leeds wise, Eddie Gray, mate, and Norman Hunter have got to be right up there.
Yeah.
After that, Matteo, Beckford, Andy Hughes, Prutton, like yeah, you know.
I've met Eddie Gray. I met David O'Leary.
Mate, I told you the Eddie Gray story.
No, I've got a picture with him, bro, though, where he looks fuming.
So we did.
It's like I've said something to him.
So we did a live show at the centenary exhibition in the Merrion Centre in Leeds for the Trust, and our remit was to talk about the League One promotion season.
I watched it, bro. Yeah.
Anyway, I'd arranged. So this is the truth. I'd arranged Ben Parker, Simon Grayson, and Jermaine Beckford to be as 3 guests.
Wow.
I was like, perfect. We're right in and amongst it. You know, could really give us a bit of an insight. Cool. And then, like, Grayson was the manager of Fleetwood at the time, I think. Or was he I can't remember. Blackpool?
It might have been before. Yeah,
anyway.
It was before.
He was the manager of whoever, and he said, he rang me sort of the week before and said, look, I'm really sorry I can't go. I've got to go out to wherever and meet the owners. I was like, all right, okay. Bear in mind, like, we were up against it a little bit. And then Beckford, I can't do it, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I was like, oh, shit, it's fucking falling around my ears here. So I was like, go to the Staples. So obviously, kept Ben Parker, spoke to Popey. I was like, mate, would you come on and do this, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, cool. Anyway, just chatting to one of the lads at work. And I was like, oh, mate, I was telling him, and he played for Leeds in the 90s. And he was like, oh, mate, I've got, I was on the phone to Eddie Gray the other day. I was like, all right. And he says, next time I speak to him, I'll mention it. And I was like, yeah, mate, that'd be great. You know, just thought, it'll not happen. Anyway, he texts me that afternoon, Fozzie, and says, Eddie's bang up for it. He was like, here's his number. So I was like, okay. So I text him, just said, hi, Eddie, thanks very much for agreeing to do this. You know, we're doing it on this day at this time, blah, blah. Heard nothing. Day of the show, comes to take my dogs for a walk, and I'm like down some field. Phone rings, just a number. I was like, oh, this is, hello? Gary? Yeah. It's Eddie.
Oh, no way.
Eddie who? It's Eddie Gray. Fucking hell. Hello, Eddie. He's like, where do I need to be tonight? I was like, the Merrion Centre, Leeds, about 6:30 if you could. He's like, okay, I'll see you there. Just hung up. I was like, fucking hell, Eddie Gray just rung me. Anyway, the best thing about it, mate, we got to the Merrion Centre early, obviously, before it opened. And Eddie turned up and we had a bit of a chat and stuff. But my son, Judd, you've met Judd a few times, he's like stood looking at the honours board in the Marion Centre, and I'm like trying to set the podcast up in the background, shitting myself because I've never done anything live, by the way. So I thought, for people to get echoed, I admit, I just wanted people to turn up. That's all I cared about. I didn't even care. I just, as long as people turn up, it's fine. Anyway, like I looked over and Eddie's got his hand on Judd's shoulder, and then Judd's like pointing things out, and he's like, "Oh, look at that one! Like when we won the FA Cup," and he's like, "Yeah, I played in that game." And then he like picked out another one, and he's like, "Yeah, I played in that game as well." And I was like, stood there looking, I'm thinking, this is fucking amazing. And in the background on a screen was the goal he scored against Burnley when he took 7 people on 3 times or something and scored. And I thought, Eddie Gray sat there imparting his knowledge onto my lad while he's one of his arguably his greatest goals is on the screen in the background. I was like, how have I come to doing this? Fucking mental.
That is mad.
So yeah, they're definitely up there. I think famous beyond football. I'm struggling, to be honest.
Yeah,
mate, I'm a bit awkward. I would not approach somebody like really. And go, oh, you know, hey up, blah blah blah. I'm not. I know that's really weird being a podcaster and stuff, but I am. Yeah, I am a bit of a introvert. Otherwise,
I do always remember. What's he called? The Naked Chef, Jamie. That chef guy, Jamie Oliver, him who stopped the turkey twizzlers and that. I was in Sheffield one time, not too far from the Winter Gardens. I was young and mouthy and a bit of an idiot. And I remember one time he was with some friends and I was like, Jamie. And he just completely ignored me and I was like, you wanker. You think you're better than us? You know, one of them ones. And that's probably the only interchange, you know, I remember. With anyone remotely famous, mate. There probably is people, but I just have no recollection whatsoever. My memory's not the best, but I think I can't wait. Like you was talking there about, you know, your Judd. I can't wait till Harry's of age to get him to the ground. You know what I mean? I've already got him on the waiting list for a season ticket. Yeah, but I did it straight away because I was saying to Sean, I keep saying to him, he needs, because Sean's got a lad, Zach, and the similar age, and I said, you need to get him on because they probably won't get him till they're about 18 if we're still in Prem. You know what I mean? So
yeah, true, mate.
So I got him on straight away. You had to pay a tenner to get him on the list, but he's there. So I don't know what happens in terms of, did they just they'll probably just send you an email, won't they, and say, right, we've got one available for you now. But I know that this is mad, but I took Millie. I took my oldest daughter, my first child, to the footy. We were playing Birmingham. Gary Monk it was, and I moved season tickets into East Stand so she could meet Ellie Elephant and all that sort of stuff. But we went down with my mate Patches, who were called. He was also in Navy. Drove in his car sick, mate. She was sick all over his car. So we had to stop. I had to clean it up, man. I was like, oh no. So I'm cleaning it up. Anyway, we get to the ground. Bearing in mind, she told me she didn't want to buy. She didn't want a kit, guys. She didn't want a kit. But when we got to the ground, she had to have a kit because she was sick everywhere. I'm talking everywhere. So I was a little bit buzzing, thinking, oh, buzzing. At least she'll have to have a kit now. So I put her in this kit anyway. And then, we beat Birmingham 1-0, I think it was. I always remember because as soon as we scored, she went, can we go now, Dad? I was like, it didn't work like that, love, unfortunately. So, yeah, she's not been back since. She's not really bothered about it. But I always remember that because afterwards, Patches was like, do you want to lift back? And I could tell he didn't really want to give me a lift back. But I also felt bad on her. So I was like, nah, we'll get the train. Because we'll just have another episode on the way back. But, yeah, mad. Southampton, Norwich, mate, still 0-0.
Is it still 0-0? That's we could do with the Southampton victory there.
Definitely.
So, yeah, that'd be good. What did you make to the fight on Saturday? I know we talked about it on last week's show, and I think if I scratch my chin, kind of memory, I think I pretty much called it. Pretty much, I think, from what I remember.
Well, I won some money. I did win some money.
Yes,
because Sky Bet boosted 6-1. They had it for Kel to win in round 1 to 6 by TKO or knockout. I thought, well, it's worth a tenner.
Odds, yeah, man.
Yeah, so I got 60 quid, but mate, he rocked him in first round. Do you know what I mean? He wobbled him in first round, didn't he?
Like I said last week, mate, kind of try and fight in bursts and I think all the carry on before we all the like mind games and stuff with changing his gloves and insisting on hotels being in different places and all this kind of weird carry on that we're going off before. We're all designed to try and wind Kell up to a point where he come out and just try and kill Khan and Khan catches him on the counter. But in reality, what really happened was, although Kell did load up because he wanted to clearly take his head off, he were a bit patient, picked his shot, but as soon as he caught him and his legs stiffened in first round, I thought, that's over. This is over. Like the longer it goes, the more Kell wins. And then as soon as he started catching him clean, you just thought, And mate, I saw a few people, like friends of mine, who were saying, early stoppage. I was like, nah, absolutely not an early stoppage. That just stops Khan getting flatlined, basically. Just saves him a few brain cells, to be truly honest.
Yeah. Did you see afterwards as well? I don't know if you've seen where they were talking about the lead up on that, and Khan said he didn't even remember the spar from when they were at the England training camp. He said, I didn't even remember it, Kelly. Went, I just thought it was a good storyline, so I just went with it.
I mean, I think there's a bit of beef there for sure. I think probably more from Kell than Amir Khan's side, because of what he said about him before. I think I saw it ring. Kell said to him, all I wanted from you was some respect. That's all I wanted. And so I think there was a bit of genuine beef, but I do think it was from one side and kind of not the other, really. But
do you think it's on reflection, it's a bit mad that we might have a chance here for Southampton?
Let's go.
That Khan took the fight, bro, because he didn't need the money in that. Oh, Southampton, they have scored. Livramento. Oh, have you just said that?
Yeah, it's in comments, mate. It's Southampton winning 1-0 in between Simon Flynn saying, does this guy ever stop talking dribble? Now, if you speak to my wife, it's fucking dribble a lot of the time, to be honest. So.
I seen that and I was a bit like, why, Simon? I don't understand it. We're having a chat. What's up with you? So what was I going to say? Yeah, so Khan, I don't know why he agreed to the fight in a way.
I think it was a face-saving exercise, to be honest. I think that's what it was, I mean, some good fight on tomorrow night. With Josh Taylor fighting. That'll be a good fight against Jack Cattrall tomorrow. And I'm just got a bit of MMA on in the background. I know you're not a massive MMA connoisseur, here, but do
you know what, mate? I'd love to lap it up, but I don't know. See, for me, if there's regular, so I used to love, and I wish they'd still do it, man. They used to have the ringside on Sky Sports with Johnny Nelson and Adam Smith, I think, and they just stopped doing it, and I was wounded because I used
Friday
to watch
night, weren't it?
Every Thursday, wasn't it? Thursday night, Thursday night, so like just an hour, and then I could just catch up on everything, and I knew when things were, and if I don't know where things are, guys, then I'm not. It's like the UFC Ultimate Fighter. When I watch the clips on YouTube, I love it, but I never know when it starts, when it's on, and I'm a bit like, I need someone to say to me, right, Joe, this is where you'll get like your regular magazine show that's an hour that'll give you all your updates, and this is, do you know what I mean? Otherwise, because I do like watching it.
So the thing with MMA is obviously you've got like two big promotions really in Bellator, which is on now in Dublin, and you've got UFC. But the UFC are obviously contracted to BT, and a lot of their cards are in the middle of the night. So unless you subscribe to BT and tape it, and then a lot of the magazine shows like you talk about, are not normally on BT. They just show the cards. So essentially, unless you're watching the cards week in, week out for a long period of time to kind of keep up with it. But mate, I loved boxing. I was a massive boxing fan for a long time, but I transitioned away from it because I got fed up of the Fury AJ thing that we've got now, where they keep posturing about it, but in reality they'll never fight. And I got sick of paying that numbnuts Eddie Hearn £25 on a Saturday to watch essentially Anthony Joshua fight people who shouldn't really have been fighting, to be honest. And I kind of got a bit fed up of it. Whereas in the UFC and in MMA, you generally at the top level get the champion against the next best fitter. Generally, there's not much politics stuff that goes around it, and that's what I kind of like. And then when I first started watching MMA, I got to the point where I was like, I'm okay when it's stood up. I know what's going off, but as soon as I get into a clinch and go to ground, I'm in trouble. So I just signed up for a jiu-jitsu class and started going to jiu-jitsu gym and training. So I trained for 18 months jiu-jitsu. just because I wanted to understand the sport a bit better. And I tell you something, it's the most addictive sport I've ever took part in ever.
Really?
Ever. Mate, it's like chess for grown-ups. I swear to God. No. Chess for idiots. That's what I'll call it. Chess for idiots. Mate, honestly, I got obsessive with it.
Really?
I'd go to class, get throttled by some killer, come home and sit in my gi with like rope burn on my face, watching YouTube clips of how to escape that technique.
What's your gi?
Your gi's like your jammers, so you're fighting your jammers, obviously. But mate, I got to the point where I would literally get throttled in my jammers by some like 18-year-old who's been sat in his mum's basement eating raw chicken all day or whatever while I've been at work. I'd go just get throttled, and then I'd come home and sit and figure out how I got throttled, and then try not to get throttled like that the week after.
Nah,
mate, it's honestly, it became an obsession.
Yeah.
But just brutal on your body, brutal. I got golfer's elbow in both arms, and I got like my neck were just knackered all the time. So it's a brutal. You've got to be conditioned. But mate, what a sport! But as a casual MMA observer now, when it goes to ground, I know what they're trying to do. So I sit here with my missus and tell her what crack is to a level. May I add, because there's some levels to it. Like, but yeah, mate, I love it. Absolutely love it. It's a great sport.
I tell you what, I did watch, mate, because my mate had loads of like DVDs of it. I think was it called Pride?
Yeah,
maybe.
Well, Pride were a spin-off. Pride were
before, but that was like not even weight categories.
Mate, Pride, they could like kick him in head while they were on floor.
Mate, it was insane.
I know, like
40 men fighting little dudes.
Yeah, I've had like debates with mates before about MMA, and they're like, it's brutal. It's just that, blah blah blah. I was like, it is, but like, not to be rude, but it's a little bit of your ignorance to the sport to think that it is brutal. But there's a rule. There's like a bit of a rule that it's brutal, but it's actually probably not as brutal long term as boxing, because in MMA, if you get caught with them 4-ounce gloves, you're getting knocked out. Whereas in boxing, you're constantly getting repetitive punches to head, and eventually it fucks you up, kind of thing. So yeah, it's I like it. It's an intense sport. Sport.
If anyone hasn't seen Pride, like, do check it out. It's just mad. You had like boxers up against like sumo wrestlers and all that sort of stuff. It was just some mad stuff on it, mate. Mad stuff going on. Do you know what? Jamie said here, it's a sad state of affairs that we have to rely on Southampton to keep our shit up. But that's the reality of the situation we find ourselves in, though, innit, guys? At the end of the day, for me, there's a special like focus tomorrow on Brentford Newcastle. You know, I have to look at them games now for me. I know it's all about what we do, but if we don't win, then you don't want the others around you to be winning, do you?
No, I mean, ultimately, at the moment, I know it feels pretty dire, but at the moment, it's still in our hands, very much so. As in, you know, we win our games, then we put ourselves in a much better footing of staying up. But you can't help but look around and go, you know, if they do this and we do this, and you know, but ultimately tomorrow, if we lose, which God forbid we do, but teams around us lose, again, we just move on to next week. And that's how it kind of goes. But you can't.
It's one game less as well, isn't it?
Time.
It's one game less that you have to worry about, in a sense.
Yeah. I mean, what we got left? 12, 13, 12?
13. 13, mate. Yeah, I've got it in front of me now. 13 games. We need to do one of them supercomputer things. Like I've been trying to find one. You know, where you put the results in.
Oh, mate, Binky put one in today.
Oh, has he got one?
Yeah. I'll send you after.
Do send it over, because me and Sean have been. Sean went to the Lemps. Obviously, he's on base. I think he's up in Scotland, but he went to the Lemp of actually writing it down in paper form. And I was like, bro, man, we'll get one online.
Mate, quick one here. Simon Flynn, my favourite fan. What did you think of? Sorry, where's it gone? Who do you want to win in Brentford and Newcastle?
Yeah.
I'd go Newcastle, because I think Newcastle are pretty much pulling away from it now. Yeah. And I think Brentford fall like a stone.
Yeah, so I put this in. I put this to the All Stats aren't we lads earlier, right? Because they have like a group chat on Twitter just for their like Patreon content.
Okay,
you know, so I get some of that, and I put in like saying, look, Brentford have Newcastle, Burnley, and Norwich next, so I hope they lose them all. Like in a case of like they get dragged right into it.
Yeah,
but John was saying, to be fair, it'll be probably better if they win them all, because it means we'll stay up, because Newcastle won't get any points, Norwich, because they literally play, I think they play in the next 3. Brentford have got Newcastle, Norwich, Burnley, maybe not in that order, but I don't know which is better. Do we want them to win it all and get themselves safe, or do we want them to lose them all? Because if they lose them all, the teams that are down there are also gaining points.
So in my heart, I'd like Brentford to go down because I despise Thomas Frank. So I'd like, to be honest, mate, I would like, if we look at it in a one, I would like Newcastle to beat them just to drag them into it a bit more.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, just like keep teams within grabbing distance of us. And keep them teams below us a bit further down, you know, or not being able to grab us. And it works in our favour, I think.
Yeah.
But it's a tough one. It is a tough one. And Isham as well in comments says, what did you think of Marcelo's press conference today? And I said earlier, he came out swinging. He was, I listened to it in full while I was driving to Leeds. And he seemed a little bit upset with some stuff that was being asked of him. But that's, you know, I like sassy Marcelo, to be honest.
Yeah. What do you make to the injury situation though now? No Calvin, no Cooper, no Bamford, and it doesn't look like we have a date at all.
Marcelo said in the press conference this morning that even with them players back, he still doesn't think it changes our fortunes. And to a point, I agree. And the only reason I agree is this. So we've seen Koch, Struijk, and Forshaw play in that number 4 position now, really, over the last few games. And I don't think any of them have been particularly terrible at number 4. But what none of them do, apart from Forshaw, is provide the outlet that KP does. However, we've not been using it as an outlet anyway. When we've seen Melia get the ball, he's gone to one of the centre-backs, got it back, and then tried to go wide, long. It's very rarely been popped into that midfield. Now, whether that's because it's not KP, that they don't feel confident in popping it in there, or whether it's the fact that Melia is so low on confidence, which he is, that you don't feel comfortable to make that pass in case it gets cut out, then, you know, I don't know. Mate, ultimately, I'd prefer him back. I think the one that's gone under the radar a little bit is Coops, because he organises and, you know, sorts stuff out. I know he's been guilty of a mistake before, but I think he's cut them out quite a lot recently, as in this season and sort of last season. But he organises stuff, and he's a leader. And at the minute, when you've got Luke Ayling, who's the captain at the minute, but he's low on confidence and he's low on form, and it must be hard for him when he's thinking in his own head that I need to be better myself, to then also motivate them. So I think Paddy's been a massive miss, and I think Coops has as well, and KP obviously has. But if they come back into the side, I'm not sure if it solves the problem straight away, if that makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. Because at the end of the day, they come back in. How fit are they? How football ready are they? I know that sounds silly, but, like, I don't know. I don't know, mate. Listen, I would much rather have them in the side. There's no two ways about that. But
Nicholas, you must have missed it today, mate. But that was originally released. It's not happening, is it? We're not getting.
I also, the cynical side of me, don't know if Marcelo's maybe just not wanting to promise things, not wanting to heap too much on them, if that makes sense. As in, like, saying, "Oh yeah, they'll be back for the Villa game," then they don't come back and we get beat, and it just. I think what Marcelo is trying to do is protect the players he's got by not pointing individuals out. It's not his thing to point individuals out, is it? He doesn't do that. He talks about the unit, he blames himself. He's very self-deprecating in it a lot of the time, and I think that's what he's trying to do at the minute. But a win tomorrow would be excellent for
amazing.
The fan base, the team, everybody, and just like, because I'll be honest, mate, this last couple of weeks have been brutal. If I'm honest, as we talked about last week, as a content creator, and a few people said in the beginning of the comments, let's have a positive one. Fucking hell, I'd love nothing more than a positive one. I'd love nothing more to come on and talk about, you know, a Tyler Roberts hat trick or a 4-0 win against whoever. But the reality of the matter is they haven't been coming, and we've not been good enough recently. So yeah.
Do you know what as well? Like, I knew we were going to get beat by Liverpool, right? I knew it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even predict to win. Like normally, I'll talk myself around in my previews and go, why not? You know, I predicted us to beat City last season, for example. I said 2-1. I said that on the Leeds United podcast as well with Jack Durkin. But with Liverpool, I genuinely said, like I said, we'll do well to keep it under 4. Do you know what I mean? It was that bad. And obviously we went and conceded 6. Now you would think that wouldn't change my opinion on where I thought we were going as a club in terms of I thought we'll be all right with relegation. And then seeing the manner of the defeat and the way in which Bielsa, if we're being honest, guys, you know, refused to change it, and that was the thing.
Mate, Anna Lucy XO, sorry, in the comments, she makes it. She basically sums up when I came out at Anfield on Wednesday night what I said to those in my car. I said, "It's not getting beat; it's the manner of the defeat. If we'd have got to half time 3-0 down and seen it out 3-0 down, you've gone fucking hell. You know, a dodgy penalty that is a penalty. You know, Stroik loses his man for Matip to score. You know, you kind of go, yeah, but it's Liverpool." But the fact that we got to 4-0 and then we literally just rolled over and died, for want of a better word, that was the bit where you think, this is harsh. So, but like a few people are mentioning in comments, you know, yeah, it's mega bad and stuff. But this is a good opportunity for players to come back tomorrow and show a reaction against the Spurs side, who are equally as low on confidence. Got Conte, who
don't want to be there, does he?
Looking a bit wishy-washy. You've got players coming out defending and ex-players and all this type of stuff. And, you know, if we get, again, 15 minutes, let's talk about 15 minutes again. Get in the face for 15 minutes. Don't concede for 15 minutes. Play our way into the game. You know, there's no reason why we can't beat Spurs. But then again, there's no reason also why we won't get beat 4-0 by Spurs, because that's just the way our season's going at the minute.
No, you're right. You're right. But we could get a positive result. You just never know, do you?
What team would you go with tomorrow?
To me,
if you were Bielsa, the Mate drinking Bielsa, what would you be drinking? Right. What would you be picking? Sorry.
What would I be drinking?
What would you be drinking?
Not Mate, not mate. That's for sure. I've had it. It's minging.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Big shout out James Toon in the comments as well. Does the midweek fix for me, by the way. He's also into MMA as well, guys.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hook me up. We'll talk MMA.
Right. Team, mate, I did it on my preview. So Melly in goal, Ayling goes back at right back, Lorente Strauch centre back, Junior Firpo at left back. In front of them is Robin Koch. I'm then having midfield 2 of Dallas and Forshaw. I know it's not the most creative in terms of having a Rodrigo or a Click in there, but I just want some defensive or some more stability in the middle of the park. And especially when I consider that they've got Højbjerg and Winks not very good. So I think Forshaw and Dallas actually can win that battle. Then at the left, I'm having James, no more Harrison, Rafinha on the right, and then I'm starting Joffrey up top because every time we see him, man, he improves us, guys. He improves us. But I do sort of agree with your Rodrigo shout earlier on because he has improved over the last few weeks for sure. That goes without saying.
I would go for Melly in net, Firpo, Strike, Llorente, although I do think Llorente has been quite out of form. Ayling at right back. Koch again, and I would go for Dallas and Rod. I would then go James, Rafinha, Joffrey. Right, so here's my method in my madness if I'm approaching Spurs. Emerson Royal and Reguilon are dog shit, going backwards. Defensively, they're poor, both of them.
Yeah. Emerson Royale's really bad.
Going forward, they're a little less poor, but not amazingly poor. So my thought would be that if we used sort of Dallas and Forshaw to be the engines in the middle of the room, I think that we've got an opportunity to get in behind them because I think Emerson Royal and Reguilon can get caught up the field, and that'd be an opportunity then to use the pace of Dan James and the pace of Raf to get in behind, and then just have Joffrey just buzzing around like a pain in the arse, getting in around their centre half, just not letting them play. And I that for me, that's the way I'd go with it tomorrow. But you do know that tomorrow will be that we've said, but with James up front and Harrison at left and Raf at right, you do know that that's what'll happen, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as we're clear with that.
That's
what will
I
happen,
do. I
yeah.
do. I think he should shuffle it, but we'll wait and see. But just when you mentioned regularly on there, I can't even say his name. It reminded me of the reverse fixture. Do you remember that lucky goal that he got when he
Off
took
at
that
post.
mad deflection and that? Oh
Yeah.
man.
Mad deflection, comes off at post, he scores the next time.
What did it end up, guys?
2-0.
2-0. But they weren't value for it, were they?
Nah, they scored. It was Conte's third game. It was first.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was his first game at the new White Hart Lane in the Premier League. I'm sure that's what it were. But do you know what? Like, mate, it's such a difficult one this week, and like my confidence that Leeds can beat anybody never seems to wane. But
2-1 it was, bro.
2-1 did it finish?
Yeah, we went 1-0 up. Dan James,
we
and then
James,
Højbjerg, which was another fluky, and then the Reguilon one, which was a free kick off the post and fell into his path. Yeah.
You see, Tom Gatlin here saying, "Let's be realistic now. We ain't getting nothing tomorrow. Stop being naive. Why are we not getting nothing? They've had
exactly.
one win in 5. They've had 1 win in 5. Spurs. The manager was almost threatening to quit. They look low on confidence, as low as us. There's no reason why we can't at least get a point tomorrow.
Yeah.
I get that there's a lot of frustration, and I get that we're struggling as a fan base to see Marcelo's thing like that. We can't just roll over and die. Like, if we're just going to turn around, we'd be as bad as the players if we're going to say that we're going to roll over and, if us fans are going to say that's it, we can't win a game against X, then what's
the point?
Players,
what's the point? What's the point in anything, bro? So
it's a tough one.
I get a lot of responses, obviously, on social media, and that I say, and it's like, okay, then. So what should we do? Should we just end it now and not bother turning up for games and all that? And like, Tom said, followed it up with games are never won on paper, bro. If they were won on paper, Man City would win everything. And guess what? They don't.
Yeah. Also,
they haven't won the league, but they haven't won the Champions League. Do you know what I mean?
Just another one. Let me just get it up here. Baps McGinty, which is the best name I've seen tonight, by the way, saying that's not true. Spurs are playing okay. So Spurs playing okay. Lost 1-0 to Burnley. Granted, beat City, but I think that flatters them. Lost 2-0 to Wolves. Lost 3-2 to Southampton. Beat Brighton 3-1. Lost 2-0 to Chelsea.
Yeah.
To me, that isn't playing well.
No, they're not, mate. I had Tubbs on last night and Matt, both of them. They are not playing well. They are not playing well. How can they be when they have 1 win in 4, 1 win in 5?
Jackie Fisher, the fans don't roll over, the players do. I disagree. I think that the players have been guilty of individual mistakes, but the effort has always been there. The effort, the intent, the attempt to do the right things has been there. It just isn't there at the moment because we've got, and this is where it comes down to Marcelo, where Marcelo's sort of at fault with continually trying to play players back into form, where at the moment we've got Ayling desperately out of form from what I can see, Meslier desperately out of form, but we've got no choice but to play him because we can't play Klaassen, to be honest.
No, definitely not.
we keep changing the centre-back pairings. We make one substitution that creates 3 changes in the team, which just disturbs us. That type of thing. That's for me where you look and think, I don't really understand what he's doing. And I'm not for 1 minute saying that I know better than him. I certainly don't. But that's the bit where as a fan you go, I'm not sure now. Not sure what we're doing. And same as Luke Debu says, Ayling should be on the bench. I have to agree with that. I think Ayling's been terrible, to be honest. But I don't like the idea of Struijk and Cresswell against Harry Kane. I feel like you need a bit of experience in that. If you take him out, who goes to right back?
Shaq.
Shaq. Yeah, it would probably be Shaq. Yeah, I thought he did all right against Liverpool, even though he pending corner for majority of it. But
Oh, by the way, let's just do Luis Diaz. What a baller!
Player.
What
Absolute
a baller!
Yeah.
I was like, and he's only just come. Like, give him a full season, pre-season. That guy next year will be unbelievable.
Mate, another one as well. Chuck out here. I thought Firpo did well against Salah on Wednesday night.
Well, you don't want to watch my watch along hour fuming with him.
Well, mate, I thought you did well.
It was only because of the yellow card, and then he started grabbing him up and that, and I was going, "What are you doing? Get off him!"
Well, yeah, the frustrations are there, but do you know what? I like Firpo. I think he's done well, to be honest. Since he kind of got back into it a little bit. I know I spoke to Paddy Miller, the pizza baron himself.
Have you seen his picture? Have you seen that picture,
man,
bro?
Yeah. I thought they were weighing in for a fight. To be honest, I thought we'd gone back to boxing.
Calvin's laughing, and
Paddy the pizza baron against the Yorkshire Perlo. I thought that's what we're happening. In fact, I need to ring him about that. Singing.
Yeah, oh man, it was funny. I will have to get it up for people so they can see. Keep talking, guys.
Yeah, Gary Keith says, where are the 4, maybe 5 wins? I don't think we need 5 wins. I think what points wise are we on now? I think 35 points keeps us up this year, to be honest.
Well, we are on currently, mate. We are on 23.
23. So 13 points needed. 13 points needed. Would we go with that?
Yeah.
So let's have a look. I posted one other day that were a group of games that I thought we should get some out of. Can't find it now. Hold on. Making a terrible podcast show, this, isn't it?
I'm just trying to find Paddy's face, man. Wait there, I found it. So I'm assuming everyone knows in the chat anyway. If they don't, right? So Paddy, who used to do Talking Shut, formerly played for a number of football clubs as well. He got into a little bit of a Twitter thing with Chicago Town and said, if I get like 10,000 likes, will you give me a year's supply of pizza? So he got the likes, the club retweeted it and all that sort of stuff. So they supplied him with, was it 1,000 pizzas, guys?
Yeah, it was deemed as a lifetime supply. No, a year's supply. So 365. They rounded up to 500, I think.
Right.
Yeah, they rounded.
So they gave him all these pizzas, and he basically donated them to the Leeds United Trust for them to give out to the food banks in and around Leeds. So anyway, he went and picked up his pizzas today, and then I found the photo anyway. He's on this photo with Calvin Phillips, and he looks like you said, guys. I don't know why he's not smiling or whatever. Some of the comments in response to the tweet of beauty is like, I just was like, what is that face, buddy? But yeah,
mate, they genuinely look like they're fighting. They genuinely look like they're going to have a fight. Oh, mate, I'm going to give him so much shit about that one.
They do look like they're fighting. You're right, mate. It's a beauty.
That's so funny. Mate, in fact, I'm not going to text him because I'll let the car out of the bag. I'm gonna doctor it and make it into some sort of fight thing.
You'll have to, man. You have to get someone to do it.
I'm close to it.
Yeah, what a guy though. Fair play to him. I mean,
mate, Paddy is. I'll never tell him to his face, but he's a salt of the earth character. Proper, really, really good dude. And it doesn't surprise me at all that he's done that because he's just a great guy. Yeah. The irony of me and Paddy getting to know each other was we were at rival football clubs, and my football club pipped his to promotion, and he got red carded in the game that we played at.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's true. True story.
Yeah. There he is, look, with his pizzas, actually smiling this time.
Top man,
yeah, top guy. Fair play. And it was class for the club to get involved. But that there,
mate, you need to send me that so I can change it. And
I will do, bro.
I'll send you, mate. That's cool.
It's a belter, mate. It is a belter.
So, mate, if you had a score prediction for tomorrow, then Spurs, put you on the spot.
To be honest, mate, I said 2-1 Spurs earlier, but I did, yeah, because I've been down in the dumps about it all, guys. I can't lie, so I was a bit. But this has really cheered me up.
Sorry, mate. Thanks.
And
see, it's not true whatever he said earlier that I'm a boring cunt. I'm not that
boring. No. No, I think like I say, and I'm like you, regardless of how I feel. When I wake up in the morning and I go to Sean's and we set off to the game, know that I think we're winning it. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, we're winning it. Yeah, so I did say 2-1 earlier, but I do think we can get something. But I said this we need to start well, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm sick of seeing us doing is starting well, not taking chances, and then conceding stupid goals, and it knocks the stuffing out of us. So when I say we need to start well and get in front.
Yeah.
I thought like you said, we competed against Liverpool. Click gives it away up the pitch. They get a penalty. It's game over. Same with Man United. We were competing, mate. And then Shaw gets that corner.
The thing is,
1-0.
mate, the thing is against teams like that is if you give it, you've hit the nail on the head. If you give it away, you put yourself at a disadvantage all the time. And that's what we've been guilty of. Because confidence is low, we're giving it away in shit areas that we shouldn't be giving it away in. But, you know, I'm sure that the senior players will get around the lads, you know, and Coops and all the rest of them will still be around the team kind of thing. And, you know, the fans will be at it again tomorrow. They'll be absolutely buzzing. And do you know what? Do you know what'd be nice? I'd take a 1-0 win off of, I don't know, off Reguilon's arse. You know, and mate, also, aren't we due a bit? Aren't we due one? Aren't we due a penalty?
Exactly.
Or aren't we due a red card? Or I mean, McTominay should have been sent off 3 times in that game. Like,
I hate that guy, you know.
We've got to be due one, man. Surely we've got to be due a bit of like good fortune because we've had none. We've had none. To be fair, I mean, Salah's first one's a penalty. I can't argue that. Second one's mega soft.
I still think it's a pen, mate.
It is. But at the beginning of the season, they turned around and said that now they're going to use reasonable force or whatever it was to deem penalties. Mane very clearly overruns it and knows he's being touched, so goes down, which gets the penalty. For me, that's not reasonable force. It's like it looked soft in the game, but I also understand why VAR give it because they slow it down and they look at it and micro-analyze and all that type of shit. So I get that. I absolutely get that. But mate, listen, we.
Do you think the other one? I didn't get the shouts for James's.
No, I think he's kicked it out. It looks bad in the still, to be fair, but
it's definitely not a pen though. Because I was like, "What are they talking about?" I didn't think it was a pen at all.
To be honest, it was down the other end to us, so I didn't see it live. At Anfield, they've got no big screen.
Oh, really?
There's no big screen to watch anything back on. So, so like a lot of the times when like the VAR stuff, like you can't watch it back. There's nothing, and obviously there's never no phone signal either. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, we're at that point now where we're not signing anybody else. The club are not sacking Bielsa.
No,
I'm at peace at the moment with. Do you know what? Like, yeah, it's not great. Yeah, I'm worried. Yeah, I unfortunately feel like this could be Bielsa's last season in charge of Leeds.
Yeah.
But I'm also at the point of now where them 4 points are not really worth talking about at the minute because nothing's going to change. We've got what we've got. So it's up to these players who've done so well over this period of time to get us back into it. And I'm sure they all want nothing more than that.
Yeah.
But the worrying things and you can't help but worry about it as a fan is the fact that it just appears to be going against us constantly. And the effort is there, but it feels a little bit like we've run out of ideas. Yeah. And that's the worrying thing. But when it works, it works. It just hasn't worked for a long time. So it's up to these now. That's the long and short of it. The hard truth is that they're not going to sack him. Whoever they try and bring, if they were to sack him, who do they bring in? Do they really have the impact required to keep us in this league? Yeah. You know, we've got to just, you know, trust.
Truth be told, guys, I'm looking at the table. Yeah, we've had opportunities. This is the thing. We've had opportunities to get ourselves home and dry. Yeah, we had Everton, we had Newcastle. We failed to take them opportunities. Yeah. You know, and this is where it swings around. Newcastle, we battered them. Right, we should have won that game. We don't. They do. They've now been unbeaten in 4 games. If we win that game, that could have been us. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's how big it is down there. When you get a win, you're like, right, boom, let's go. I look at the table now. It's still well within our hands. You know, we're 3 points on Burnley, which is a game. You know, I know they've got some game in hands, but points are on the board. But I look at it now. We've still to play Norwich. We've still to play Watford. We're still to play Brentford. We're still to play Villa. We're still to play Leicester. We're still to play Palace. That's like 6 games there against teams that are from 10th down. You know, so we still have a lot of games there where we can pick up points. And then if you get the odd ones like we did when we beat West Ham, etc., like Wolves, man, they don't score a lot. When they do, they very rarely concede. But if you can get the first goal against Wolves, you might be all right. And look, I was buzzing last night when they got beat because they were bloody time wasting time and time again. And
they do it all the time.
Yeah, they do it all the time. Yeah.
Do it all the time. Do it all the time. Yeah. Yeah. I agree, mate. Tom, I think Tom Gatlin's got an obsession with us being in the bottom three tomorrow night.
Yeah.
We could be in the bottom three tomorrow night, but it doesn't matter. What matters is at the end of the season, and we have to live and die by that. It is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And mate, I'm as worried as anybody else that we end up in the bottom three. And if we get beat tomorrow, it will ruin my weekend, as it always does.
Yeah.
But there's nothing we can do about it.
No, exactly. Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it at the moment. The only people who can do anything about it is Marcelo and the players. Yeah. So we can argue about January transfer windows and summer transfer windows and changes and all this type of stuff, but it ain't going to change anything, sadly.
Yeah.
Michael Brown, guys, now what happens to the World Cup European semi-final players at the end of March? Russia are due to play Poland. I don't know. I don't even want to get into that discussion because I'll be honest, I feel like we're one gun fight away from World War III, or that's what it feels like. I
think Vitali, Vladimir, and Usyk are all on front line, aren't they?
Mate, you can train your chin in your hands as much as you want. You can't punch bullets away, unfortunately. It's incredibly honourable. Like, fuck me, I'd take me out.
No, they are, though. They're there, aren't they? I've seen them in what they call it, mate? The regalia, what they call it?
That'd be uniform.
No, not your uniform.
Combats.
Combats, yeah. All that sort of stuff. There you go. All your combats and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fair play to them. Do you know what, though? Like, anyway. I try not... I wish I could give you more, but I try not to because I do not feed into mass media and that. I know it's going on, and some might say, well, that's not very nice jokes. What about the Ukrainian? Which I get, and I do sympathise. But I just try not to read the media full stop because it's just... A lot of it's fear-based. Yeah. And, a lot of it is about just fear. It
is, mate, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds a bit weird, but I do kind of keep an eye on anything like this just because I have a weird sort of, don't know, interest in it, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's, I don't know, it's scary times. Just feel for the people of Ukraine, the innocent people.
Yeah, of course,
getting caught in between it, man. It's brutal. Some of the
I did see a video of a guy having to send his two daughters on a train, man.
Mate, there's one of
my heart.
There's one of a Russian jet bombing somewhere next to it, and a woman's literally filming it. Anyway, probably we're not here for that, but it's absolutely brutal. It's absolutely brutal. Yeah. Isham says Isham's a big fan of our show as well, so big shout out. I'm watching this game. Norwich are so bad. Them and Watford will be gone. Hopefully, Burnley lose this weekend to bring to a stop to their mini recent revival. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. That would be good. But
I don't think Burnley go down though now, bro.
No, like I say, I think Brentford are in danger. I know it don't look like it at the moment, but I think Brentford are in danger.
Yeah.
If I'm honest. Any other sport that you're interested in this weekend, Joe? Oh, what else on the horizon? I know curling's finished, hasn't it now?
I did just before we came live, mate, because I left it a bit late. I've been out on a bike ride today. I had to order a Domino's, and while we were sitting watching the Domino's, I was watching Question of Sport. I used to love that, but now I'm watching it. Exactly, but it's not Sue Barker anymore. Paddy McGuinness. Paddy McGuinness.
I like Paddy, but no.
Yeah, it was rubbish, bro. Honestly, it was really bad. Like the jokes were not landing and that, and I was just like, yeah, this is rubbish. But I used to love, when they do the picture round and that.
Yeah.
The
one I also used to like was the not the picture.
Was it like the video, and if it was a guy playing snooker, and it'd just be loads of long images?
Yeah, that was my favourite.
Yeah, brilliant.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking back to my childhood. Weren't Question of Sport on a Friday night, like 8 o'clock prime time? I seem to remember that were a Friday, and then Big Break was a Saturday.
Yeah. We'll be snookering you tonight.
Noel's house
Big
party.
Break.
Remember Noel's house party as well, Mr. Blob.
I used to love Big Break though, bro.
Yeah, man, it was good.
It's only a game show. You better believe it's right.
Right. Yeah.
And we'll be snookering you tonight. Big Break.
Yeah, there you go, mate. That's it. Rolling back the years.
I loved it. And he was funny, you know. He was funny.
Jim Davidson. Yeah,
but
now... probably less said about the better at the moment.
It's mad how times change, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, mate. Yeah. Well, the thing is, time evolves and some people don't. And I think that's the case of what happened with Jim Davidson. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying, like, let me just put that out there, disclaimer now. Do you know what I mean? I don't agree, but it's mad how things change.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Game of Guy Ethan says Tottenham really not good. Lost 3 games, beat City 3-2 and lost to Burnley. But we lost to Everton and they were terrible form. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Everton are good at home, though. This is the thing. I'm not saying they're that good that they should be spanking people 3-0 like they do us, but they're not beating City at home, surely.
No,
as good as they are
especially
at home.
Especially now Liverpool demolished us. Because if you look at that top of the table now, you know, there's it's all to play for now. Is it 3 points between the top 2? So it's all to play for. So they'll not City will not want to lose any more points. So
I just hope and pray that it doesn't come down to the last day against Brentford at their place.
Genuinely, Joe. Genuinely, I won't watch it.
Yeah, it'd be horrible, wouldn't it?
Can't do it, mate. We are fucking terrible at the 1 game hit thing.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Cannot do it.
No.
Cannot do it. I can't bring myself to do it. I'm scared.
They'd beat us as well, bro. They would beat us down there, wouldn't they?
Millwall playoff semi-finals. Watford 3-0. Doncaster 1-0. Derby in that second round of that. 1994 Coca-Cola Cup final. It weren't 1994, but Savo Milosevic 3-0 against Villa. Mate, I'm absolutely killed by one-off games. Valencia Champions League semi-final at 0-0 and we lose. Yeah, I can't do that. Let's not do that. Don't do that, Leeds. Let's not do that.
Yeah, imagine that. Wow. Big shout out Matty Ducker as well. He says praying for a win tomorrow. Spurs announced some last minute injuries. Genuinely think we've got it in us to get a win. I seen Matty, man. Big shout out Matty as well. Followed me on Instagram. Should see him. He's like a woman's dream, guys.
Mate, he looks ripped from his YouTube.
Bro, I was like, I remember Matty Ducker from the comments. I looked. The guy's a model, yeah. Me and you sat here bald.
Oh, mate,
Matty Ducker's got it.
Matty Ducker, looking at his YouTube picture here, looks like what I think I look like with double sleeves. I'm missing the neck tattoo, and obviously I'm missing the barnet. But mate, Matty Ducker looks like a sort, an absolute sort.
I'll show you Matty Ducker. Look at
mate,
him,
that's some skincare regime. Fucking hell.
He'll be loving it.
I stole your wife. Wow, look at
Matty,
him.
lad.
Matty, go on, man. Please for you, pal. Please for you. Yeah, I've got a head like a chewed toffee that looks like I've been sunburned a lot. But anyway.
I'll just be like, yo, Matty, can I come out with you on? Just stand next to you.
When you were single, people like Matty used to open doors for you, didn't he? People like Matty. Yeah. People like Matty opens doors. We've got Matty here. We've got Matty good. Fair play, you good-looking swine.
I know. Matt Hayes, obviously Tottenham fan, always on my my channel on a Thursday and Monday as well. Big shout out, Matt. He says, enjoy the win tomorrow, guys. He's not looking forward to it, but I don't know. Conte, mate. What do you think to this, guys, right? This is what I couldn't get my head around. He said what he said, right? I want to be gone, all that sort of stuff. Well, no, he didn't say that, but in a roundabout way, you know, maybe I'm not the man for this. You know, the managers always change, not the players. And then the day after the club or the powers that be had to come out and like say, oh, well, it was meant for the players' benefit. And I'm like, I'm not sure I agree with that, because if that was the case, why are they having to then come out and confirm that fact? Because then the players also hear what we hear and be like, oh, well, he's only doing it for us anyway.
I think Matt Ayres, not Matty Ducker. I'm obsessed with Matty Ducker now. I think Matt Ayres might be able to. In fact, I'm coming off here. I'm following him on Instagram. Here's what you could have won to my wife a bit later on. But anyway, I think Matt might tell us. I think what he's done, Conte has gone in, had a look inside, and realised that actually there's more going off. There's more issues at Spurs. Because I mean, how many managers have you had now that can't seem to get a tune out
exactly.
of it? You know, that's the thing. You look about, you know, the group and, you know, even, I know, big shout out to, obviously, Christian Eriksen going to play after his, obviously, heart problem tomorrow, but he forced his way out of Spurs and things like that. And you think, you know, and Harry Kane tried to force his way out and stuff like that. And you just wonder what the feeling in the camp's like, to be honest.
It's a good shout. It's a good shout. But listen, if Conte can't get it right, then no one's getting it right at that football club, are they?
Yeah,
Let's
true,
be
mate.
honest.
True. Yeah. I mean, the thing is as well, though, that as a manager like that, Conte, you've got to give him a couple of transfer wins, but back and let him bring his people in and then judge him. But the minute at Spurs, I think probably backed by the change to a stadium where they're desperate for success quickly. They're just trying to just keep churning it out and hopefully hit the right one that might get some out of this side. But it's a dangerous game to play that. Well, let's be honest, Scum have been playing it since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. Yeah. They've been doing that, just turning managers over really quickly, not really letting any of them get a real crack at it. And when they did, it were Ollie, and that it worked for them. So, and Arsenal as well. Arsenal did the same as well. To be fair,
but I was just going to say that though. Now, like Arsenal fans, and I've heard a few of them having to come out and apologise, would have got rid of Arteta 6 months ago, 12 months ago, whenever it was.
Oh, mate, we're time. Fans are as bad as anybody, aren't we? For just wanting, it's not working.
Yeah, no, but this is the thing. Get someone else. And actually, I'm gonna, because I thought about this earlier. I was listening to one of the podcasts I listened to anyway. So these Arsenal fans had gone on and were apologising, and look where they are now. They're on the cusp of top 4. Yeah. Didn't really expect to be getting it, and he's got, for me, a very young, very, very good squad. Arsenal, Ramsdale, Emile Smith-Rowe, Saka, Ben White, Gabriel. They've got the makings there for me, Arsenal. And, with a little bit of extra sprinkles, a new strike, for example, they could be on to a winner. So, and then they started talking about Ralph Hasenhüttl and him getting linked with all these top jobs. And I understand it to an extent. But it was only last season, bro, that they lost 11 games on a row. And we're getting spanked 9-0. And then I thought about Bielsa and I was like, shit, like we're getting spanked all the time now. We're losing a load. And look what Ralph's done there now with Southampton. So there is something in that as well a little bit. I was like, do you know what? Leeds will be patient. Leeds aren't going to push the panic button. And we will come out of the other side because you've just to look at what Ralph's done at Southampton. They're now 9th. You know what I mean? So. Yeah.
Interesting, mate. Yeah. I think with the Bielsa thing, and I think I said it last week, and I said it on our show. I think that there'll be a change in the summer, regardless. To be honest, because I think the ownership's probably coming in. The Jesse Marsh thing seems to be getting stronger and stronger by every day, pretty much. I think he got asked about it the other night and didn't really go out of his way to say that he weren't coming, kind of thing. And then I've seen a few reports that said, it's a bit closer. So I don't know. Angus Kinnear looked a little bit under pressure today, sat in his office on his phone when we walked around Ellen Road, to be honest. Obviously, I said that in jest. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, mate. We'll have to wait and see.
We will wait and see, and hopefully by next week, mate. Am I right in saying we've got a week between fixtures after this one? Because we've had 6 days, haven't we? We've played 3 games in 6 days when tomorrow finishes.
So it's this one.
It's another week, isn't it? Let's have a
week. We play Leicester. Yeah, week we play Leicester. Then is it not Villa and Norwich the following week?
Right. So we've got Leicester. Right. So we play Tottenham, and then we've got a game on the 5th, which will be. Is that what's that? 28. 5, that's 7 days a week. I had to count there. I was thinking how many days are in February? And then we have one 5 days later against Villa. And then one 3 days later. Oh, so it's fast, isn't it? Quick. It's a quick turnaround. I was thinking it might be a week again. Week, but it don't look like that.
That's all right having them short breaks when you're winning. Like the Championship were ideal for that. But when you're just off the back of 2 defeats, it's hard, isn't it? We'll have to wait and see, mate. Listen, I might see you at Ellen Road tomorrow. I'm in the Cop again.
Cool. Give me a shout, mate. I'll be there.
I'm excited for tomorrow, to be fair.
Yeah, give me a shout. And I keep as well. What I will say this, and I don't mean this to say in any. It might make me sound like a bit like a bell end here, but I get so many messages or tweets after the fact when people have said, I seen you at Ellen Road today. And I just think, just come and see us, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's some stood near you at Ellen Road today. I wasn't it? And I just think, honestly, just say hello, genuinely. And I know this might sound like, who the fuck do you think you are? But that's not what it is. I'm just saying, like, if you do happen to cross my path and you watch this show, the same with Gaz, say hello. It's always good to chat, man. Definitely.
Yeah. My stock answer to that is... No, mate, my stock answer to that is, are you Gaz from Talking Shut? Depends if you want to fill me in. If you do, then no, I'm not. If you don't, then yes, I am. That's the answer a lot of the time. Exactly. But mate, that's literally happened like 3 times, so I'm not giving it big enough.
What about thing as well, man? Big shout out, Rob. Rob took one hell. I don't know if you've seen this on Twitter when he said I would still support Bielsa if he relegated us to the conference.
Yeah, he got
and the reactions were just
Rob Mulholland got a fair battering, didn't he? Mate, how big is Rob Mulholland, by the way?
Oh,
he's like a giant of a man, isn't he?
Have you met him in person?
No, he walked past me at Pissers in Ellen Road. He's a giant, isn't he?
Like, he was queuing up for some food and I went over. I went, "You all right, Rob?" And he genuinely is right up there, like right up there. But I was reading it and I thought, do you know what? I hope Rob individually responds to each person, because you do not want to get into a spat with a comedian that's as quick and like savage as him. Like, genuinely, you don't.
No.
But yeah, it was just a massive overreaction, and like I've said before, Twitter's not real life, because all I tend to get anyway. I've still not had any negativity at the ground yet, so yeah, it's all good, man. So if you do see us, come and say hello. Same goes for Gav.
Yeah, man.
It's always good to chat. And like Harmony says, do the likey like button thing, please.
Yeah,
thank you. And me and Gaz will be back here next Friday. And like I say, anything happens, we'll just chat about it. We don't plan or script out. We just come on. So yeah,
as you can probably tell.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because last week, mate, I watched the Puppet Master.
Okay,
I watched the Puppet Master. Very good.
Insane, isn't it?
Very good, but very annoying as well.
Which one? No, so the Tinder Swindler or the Puppet Master?
Puppet Master.
You went for the British one
last week. I watched the British one. I felt the Tinder Swindler will probably annoy me, so I decided against that one. So I went Puppet Master, which annoyed me also. But it's like, it's just wild, isn't it? Just absolutely
that poor
wild.
woman, man, when she changed her name and that, Gaz, and she was working as a cleaner.
Mate, her who's like still missing now. Like, that's
the mum.
Crazy.
The mum.
Crazy.
Wow. Because he was selling dogs or something in France, wasn't he?
Beagles. I've got a beagle.
Beagles,
but yeah, he was selling beagles, man. Yeah, beagles.
Mental, man. And that poor woman, and she's like, I got you a brand new, I don't know what it was, like an M3 or whatever, and she'd paid for it on her own credit cards that he took out. I was like,
mate, he took something like £800,000 off people or something stupid.
Mental.
Like bonkers, man.
That if it weren't for that woman's dad, they'd have never found her, man.
Mate, have you watched Don't Fuck With Cats?
Yeah, man.
Right. I know you wouldn't do this anyway, but don't do what I did. I'd had a skinful, and I thought, I'll have a little look if that video's still on the internet. It is. Don't do that.
Oh, no.
The offending video, I didn't watch it, but the offending video is still there, and I was like,
is it?
Fuck this. Yeah, it's still there, mate. Still there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, nah. Because it actually, with the when what came out about Zuma, I seen a picture of that woman, and someone says people need to know that she's going to be on it.
Yeah, the Cat Vigilante group will fuck you up.
I was actually talking to Corey, West Ham fan, off air yesterday, just about the Zuma situation, and he said at West Ham now it is relentless. Every team that comes has a specific chant for him. Brings cats, does this. He was telling me some of them, like...
Mate, what about when Chris Wood got done for meowing at him or something over there? That's pretty funny.
It was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Matty. See you later, you good looking.
Mate, listen, Matty, you are not coming near me tomorrow. Absolutely no chance. There's a 10-yard rule. You cannot stand near me. It'll make you look better and make me look like a piece of shit. You're not coming near me.
But mad. It's mad, isn't it? Although I just want to say props as well. We won't give it a rendition, but just while we're on the chance thing, the Skullsy sucking on toes was just amazing,
funny,
bro.
yeah.
Like, I honestly couldn't believe it when I heard it. I was like, that is just up there.
There was even a rendition of it at Anfield.
Yeah, well... I think I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say we're having this, like other fans saying we're having this. So, like, yeah, it's brilliant, man. Skulls, you sucking on toes. Brilliant, man. Football, yeah, it's funny. When you can actually take it like it's just a joke, it's not real life. Some of it is really, really, really funny. Yeah. Anyway, I think we better leave it there, guys. We've nearly done an hour and a half, pal.
Yeah, man, we've been spinning some dits tonight, haven't we?
We have, pal. We have. And nice up early anyway, morning for us both, because it's
early
match day.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Sweet.
Make sure you follow Talking Shut. Guys, he's live Wednesday or Thursday, either or. I think it was Thursday this week, was it?
Yeah, due to the game on Wednesday. Yeah. So we did live from my city, which I'm.
Yeah, I've seen a picture on social media. I haven't got around to listening to this week's yet, but I will do. But yeah, make sure you show the love for Talking Shut. Their name is in the video description, so you can just click it and it'll take you straight to their channel. Make sure you subscribe to them. I'll be back tomorrow, not live, but I'll be doing obviously a post match when I get home from tomorrow's game, which will hopefully be positive. And I'll be whipping out the passport again. It's highly unlikely, but you know what happens when we win, man. I can't contain myself. But Frankie Fox says, thanks for cheering us all up. You also cheer us up by being here and making this possible. So we'll leave it there. Thank you.
Night.